A multidisciplinary team of researchers from INRAP, CNRS, the universities of Ottawa, Rennes II, Toulouse III Paul Sabatier and the Max Planck Institute has recognized the soldiers of the last battles of the Siege of Rennes in 1491. These are the only witnesses of the forces involved in the conflict between the armies of Duchess Anne of Brittany and the King of France. This research and its methodology are currently the subject of 2 articles in the PLOS ONE review. The excavation of the Jacobins convent in Rennes from 2011 to 2013. A team from INRAP excavated the convent of the presence of 2 mass graves, containing more than 30 subjects, remain to be elucidated. These pits are contemporary and have 4 and at least 28 individuals respectively. The last Franco-Breton war in the 15th century, the Duchy of Brittany experienced a period of prosperity due to the policy of the Montfort family, creating a princely state independent of the kingdom. Several reasons led to the conflict. The desire of the King of France, following the 100 Years' War, to impose himself in Brittany, divisions within the Breton nobility and a ducal policy supporting revolts against the King of France. The war broke out in 1487. It involved many European forces: England, the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon, the German Holy Roman Empire. The consequences of this conflict are still famous since it marked the end of Breton independence. The Siege of Rennes in 1491 ended with the marriage of Duchess Anne of Brittany, then 14, to Charles VIII. 2. Large, mainly young, some are marked by perimortem trauma. But what camps did the Jacobin burials belong to? Sulfur, strontium preserved in mineralized tissues, bones and teeth. The proportions of these isotopes vary according to various factors such as By combining these 3 tracers, we can therefore identify restricted geographical areas for which all these criteria can explain the isotope values observed in the teeth, at the time of childhood and adolescence, and bones, approximately the last 10 years of life of the subject. Thus, the first grave shows that 3 of the 4 skeletons have a high probability of Breton origin. The 4th has old stab wounds that have scarred over. Indeed, his diet rich in animal proteins and his genomic characteristics, his mitochondrial haplogroup is identical to that of Louise de Quengo and 2 of his burial neighbors, favor the hypothesis of a noble soldier rather than a mercenary. The combination of isotopic and genetic analyses reveal that this nobleman had family ties in Brittany, had grown up far from his region of origin, but had returned to fight in the 28 subjects in the other pit belonged to the French camp. Indeed, sulfur isotopic analysis on most of the individuals indicates a non-Breton geographical origin. These geographical origins support the rare historical data on the recruitment of French soldiers during this war. Some individuals would have a more distant geography, and would come from Castile, Aragon, England and the German Holy Roman Empire. The isotopic analysis of their diet indicates heterogeneous consumption of animal proteins, suggesting soldiers of varied social status. The study of human bone remains from mass graves provides unique, first-hand historical insights into sparsely documented conflicts. This research shows that the cross-use of 3 isotopes can verify assumptions about alliances and recruitment strategies in wars, and completes deficient historical archives about the lives of ordinary soldiers. They compiled 680 sulfur isotopic analyses from 221 sites across Western Europe in a database to observe the variations. The combination of these 3 isotopes then makes it possible to quantitatively and precisely assess the origin of the archaeological subjects, in particular making it possible to trace migratory flows. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more updates.